Good morning, everyone. I'm getting ready for my work day. It's Monday, and it's a beautiful day here. The sun is out. I stepped out onto my balcony this morning, and see, get this beautiful sunshine. It's cold. Very, very cold. There's smoke coming out from my mouth. You can't see it, but there is. My plants are still doing well. I was quite surprised. One of my plants, it's supposed to only bloom again next year. It's got shoots. I left it outside. I didn't water it or anything. It started coming up. So I get climate change is affecting everything. It's supposed to bloom next year, which means probably next year in the summer I won't have a hyacinth coming up. But anyway, I hope it's a good day today. I'm grateful for another day. And I'm keeping on staying positive, focusing on the scriptures, keeping in touch with my friends as I do on a daily basis, and staying away from family. Ever since the police told me that my sister said I'm fixated and obsessed with her and with the banks, I stay away. I haven't seen my sister since my mother got married. I made some attempts to reach out to her, to call her, to ask her what the problem is, but she never reciprocated. And for my own safety and for my own well-being, I'm staying away from her now. When they are visiting my mother, I don't go there. And when I'm visiting my mother, I make sure that they are not coming, because I don't want the police to arrest me and put me in jail for something that I've never done. It's not fair to me. I'm focusing on living my best life. I'm focusing on trying to get a better paying job. I'm focusing on applying not only in Ontario, but also in Calgary and other places for administrative positions, and sending out my applications. I do follow up. Unfortunately, today, most companies, they don't want you to contact them. They say, well, if we select you for the interview, then we'll call you. Don't call us. So it makes it harder. But I sent out my link to a lot of people that I worked with yesterday for my fundraising, for my speaking, because you never know who's going to need a speaker or who's going to need a John Maxwell speaker to come to help them to focus on getting things better in the organization. I also sent out that link about how the police and the military and how the Americans treat us on those calls, and how it affects somebody like me, because I worked in such nice positions. I worked in positions in project coordination, in administration, in executive assistant roles. I didn't work in positions where people were shouting at me, yelling at me, treating me like a criminal. I worked in very nice positions in banking, and I got paid very well when I did my contract work. So this was like a culture shock, and I used to push back. Mohammed knows, the operations manager. I used to tell him they can't treat us like that. And he used to say, no, Belinda, you have to just put the headset down and just let them. I said, no, they can't. They're swearing at me and yelling at me. I'm messing myself, and people are sitting and crying. And they're carrying on like this. And slowly, things started changing. But it was very, very hard for me. It was hard, especially coming here from Zimbabwe. People don't treat each other like that, like animals. And say, oh, I'm the customer. I can treat you however I want. I can make you sit on this phone for however long I want. You don't tell me anything. I don't care about your damn policy. You know, it was a really big shock working with the Americans. Very, very big. I mean, just because somebody is paying you doesn't mean they can treat you so despicably. And their police and their military are the worst. They're the worst. Ever since I saw that picture or that thing about that cop kneeling on that guy's neck, I got a shock. Even here in Canada, there was an incident. Robert De Niro was the one that got the word out. It was a black lady, and I don't know what the cop told her, and she answered him. She said, yes, okay, or something. And he turned around and he hit her. She fell to the floor and she died. There was another incident where the police came into this young girl's building and they killed her. So, I mean, it's just really, really disturbing when you see the power that the police have and the way they react. I don't say too much on the calls, especially when I'm dealing with them. I want to tell them I'm also from a military family. I'm also from a family that helped in the police force in Zimbabwe, but I don't, because they lord it over you. I just do whatever I can and I leave it. And I'm trying to get back into a corporate position. Even when I was struggling to pay my electricity, I had gone to Marco Mendocino's office because I was earning $9,000 a year. And his team sent me to go speak to Mike Cole. And Michael's assistants helped me to fill out the application. So I've really been a beggar in Canada. Honestly and truly, the amount that I earn, I'm on all these kinds of programs that are for the people who earn the least in Canada. I got the electricity support benefit through Michael. And then his secretaries were saying to me, why don't you get a job in corporate? I said to them, I have been applying. It's not like I've just been sitting at home doing nothing. I've been going out to HRPA events. I've been networking. I've been mentoring newcomers to Canada. I've been doing everything I can. They just looked at me. They didn't obviously believe me, probably because I have my BCom, I have my honors in business economics. I graduated here from Rotman with my HR diploma. Then I got my master's at Regis College. And then I did also the diploma in spiritual direction. So a lot of people are like, but you've got good qualifications. So I'm like, yeah, I know. It's really, when you come here, it's disturbing when you can just watch your life deteriorating. And I stay away from my sister. I don't want anything to do with her anymore. And my godmother and them came for my brother-in-law's birthday. They told me, oh, we're coming. I said, okay, are you coming to see me? They said, oh, not this time. I said, okay, that's fine. And I told my cousin in England, I said, they didn't invite me. She's like, but everyone's coming. The whole family's going to be there. I said, ask them. They didn't invite me. They don't include me in their family gatherings. And my mother's quite fine with it. She's like, we are doing our own thing. You do your own thing. So that's what I do now. I tell her, you do your own thing. Leave me alone. Even for my birthday. I just enjoy my birthday by myself. I get a nice slice of cake. I have a cup of tea. I watch a movie. And if my mother says, oh, what are you doing? I say, I'm staying at home. I'm enjoying it by myself. No hassle. So that's what you have to do. And I learned, once the police told me, oh, this is what your family are saying about you, I stay away. Why should I be accused of being fixated and obsessed with my sister when I've never done anything to her? And why should I get a police record and be sent for psychiatric assessments? My sister should have stopped that psychiatric assessment, her and Eddie. They should have stopped it. My life is not a joke. Father Gunther was very offended when Eddie Farid said, oh, maybe I should take her out and see what happens. If I ever see him again, I'll say to him, maybe I should take you out and see what happens. Let's go. I learned from watching these movies how these black women fight back. Whitney Houston and all of them. I was too nice. I'm not nice anymore. And if the conservatives bring in the policy that you can get a gun, I'm going to get a gun. I kept mace here in my apartment because I don't deserve all this. Whatever's happened to my life, I don't deserve it. I really don't. I'm praying every day for myself, for my friends who are underemployed, who are also on contracts. I'm praying for all of us to get a break and for our debt to be dropped. And I don't want my sister to be able to control me and my mother. They mustn't know where I'm going and what I'm doing, because when they travel, they don't tell me where they're going, where they're staying, what they're doing. I don't know any of their friends. I know Stuart's friends because when I came to Canada, Stuart introduced me to his friends. So that's why I know his friends, and his friends know me, and his friends like me, but I stay away from them. My brother-in-law's the one. He said to me, Belinda, you'll never be on the street. If you ever need help, he said, you phone me or you phone my sister. My own sister never said that to me. I didn't phone him because I don't want problems with my sister and her side. I don't want problems with my mother. I don't tell them. I just do the best that I can. And I'm hoping and praying that I get a better paying job, because that's the solution to everything, is for me to get a better paying job.